Hey guys, welcome back to Iceland Capital YouTube page. And today we're going to be talking about something very, very different, very, very important, rather. Very, very important that before you take your next trade, build your bias like this, right? Build your bias like this. Now, this is around, I'm going to be using one of my live executed trades as an example, right? One of my live executed trades, for example. And what trade is that? Is my Bitcoin trade. I sent this trade everywhere. I built it everywhere on the Telegram, on my free Telegram, the public community. And this is a private signal. I built it also on the what? On the public community, on the Telegram. You guys need to join. And also on my what? On my Twitter. If you want to connect with me on Twitter, check the link in the description of this video. You're going to see my link to my Twitter. You're also going to see my link to joining the what? The free trading community. If you're not there, you're missing out. I'm going to show you why right now. So now I sent this signal to my private signal group. All right, this is a 1 to 8 trade, or really 1 to 9. I'm not really sure. To be 1 to 8 or 1 to 9. Either way, this is a banger trade and it eats full TP. Now you can see the level I sent them. Sell as what? 106.6. Sorry, stop. Entry is 106.000, right? Now you can see the trade. Very, very nice trade. Market triggered, moved 1 hour in profit, moved 2 hour in profit, moved 3 hour in profit. This is another trade using the same concept again. GPSD. I send them this next as the next opportunity showed up again. I send them this buy signal on GVSD, right? And you can see just ran straight to TP, right? Back to the Bitcoin trade. Market kept delivering sales, right? Kept delivering sales, and it full TP. You can see that I smashed everything on Bitcoin, right? I smashed everything on Bitcoin. Now, back to the Bitcoin trade. Let me show you guys how I built this trade with my free public community, right? And the reason why you should be here. Now, this is Bitcoin right here. I send it the same level, 106.000, the same level for sales, right? And market sold off beautifully from there, right? Now, let me just quickly just show you something again on Bitcoin. Sorry. Now you can see I told them Bitcoin ready for shorts. And I showed them before that, I showed them the same level that market needs to use this level for sales, right? And you can see market started to sell off from there, right? And you can see on the weekly, look at this, what I showed them on the weekly. Now, at this point, many people on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, wherever, were looking for buy trades. I look for buy trades. Now, there's a reason why I was looking for sales, right? I was looking for sales. Let's go up onto the chart right now, and I'll build my bias for you guys. Just using the concept of what? Draw on liquidity, right? The draw on liquidity is very, very powerful, guys. It's very, very powerful concept. Now, one of the things one of the things I, when I'm building my trade, one of the things I like to use is what you draw on liquidity. I like to identify where the market is most likely to go. If I know market is going to buy, I don't need to guess. I don't need to guess or be scared of stuff like that. It has done practically 50% of the job for me. Right? It has done 50% of the job for me. The job is halfway done. Once I know market wants to buy or market wants to sell, and you can use what and where the market wants to buy to is very, very important. That is the draw on liquidity. Okay, market wants to buy, right? Where does it want to buy to? This can give you insane win rates and insane risk to reward. You can get 5 hour, 4 hour, 6 hour, 8 hour, 10 hour. Very, very possible. Even today's trade. I'm gonna break down today's trade for you guys. Right? That was today's trade. Bitcoin buys. My community caught it. I'm sure. Let me give you guys a quick look at my community. They caught the same Bitcoin buys. Right? Let me show you ASAP. Let me show you ASAP my community in the print. Yeah, this one right here. Like you can see this is my this is a student of mine. He caught the Bitcoin buys. Right? Even on the public community, the group chat right here. You can see traders just doing that thing. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Right? Look at it. Look at this guy, right? Like once you know what you're doing, once you basically want to know what you're doing, um, once you get the bias right, execution becomes very, very easy. Because if if trading is all about entry models, everybody will be rich. That is the truth. If trading is about entry model, oh, super liquidity and that, everybody will be rich. Let me not talk too much and just break down. I always give you guys my insight on how I find out draw on liquidity. Now, the first step you want to have, right? I basically want market to sweep in an old low or an old high. That's the first thing. So when market sweeps an old low on an old high, I ask myself that Stanley, where does market, right? Where is market likely to go to? Where is market likely to go to? Now, this is what we call a sweep of old high and old low, right? This could be a sweep of the old high, and this could also be a sweep of the old low. So let's get something like this. Um, sorry. So something like this. So this is a sweep of the old low, this is a sweep of the old high, right? Now, what I have seen here is market taking out by a sell side liquidity or buy side liquidity, right? By taking out buy side liquidity or sell side liquidity. Now, do you know that okay, market is going to go up or going to go down? The next step is what I want market to do what invalidate, right? Invalidate a what a buy or a sell key level. That is the first. That is the next step. If once market invalidates a buy or a sell key level, or it shifts or we get a shift in market structure, basically market was making what higher highs and higher lows right here. So once market sweeps liquidity, the buy side, and market shifts to the downside right here, then you can look for what selling opportunities. So that is the first step. Sorry, that is the second step. So the first step is we want to sweep what an old high or an old low, right? And definitely market needs to do what? The next step is what market needs to do what? Invalidate a what? A higher time frame bullish or higher time frame bearish key level. Once we get that, right? And ask myself, do we have a fair value gap, right? Do we have a fair value gap around the next highs or the next lows? So let's say we have a fair value gap around here now, right? Something like this. Or we have a fair value gap around here now. Because market definitely targets liquidity and tries to balance old imbalance. So let's say we have a fair value gap pool here, or a fair value gap pool here. I know that definitely market wants to come here, and definitely market wants to do what market wants to come here. So that's all I do. Once I can able to identify this right on the chart based on the weekly time frame, daily time frame, 4 hour time frame, 1 hour, I don't care. Half of my job is done. All I need to now do is follow the trend, the new trend in my mind, because I'm basically one of the first few persons that will be able to catch on to this trend. Do you feel me? So that's the half of the job I've been done, right? So all I do, I now go to my chart. Now let's break down Bitcoin together now. Let's break down my trades together. Now you can see this is basically what I saw on my chart. I sent it to my public community and to my what to my public community on Telegram and on Twitter. Now I told you guys the first step I want to see is what I want to see a sweep, right, of what old high or old low. That's what got right here. A sweep of the old high or the old low. Now you can see we got a sweep right there. And I told you guys I want the market to do what either shift. I want market either shift market structure. That means as market is making higher lows, right? I need this what a shift market structure. That means I need market to do what make create what lower lows. Or right, following me, or market should invalidate a bullish or a bearish key level. Now, these are what? These are bullish key levels. The market could what? Invalidate before I start looking for sales. Because market could as well keep going up. Sorry. Could keep going up. And then later on, will not come back. Because yes, you know that market wants to sell or anything, but how do you know market wants to sell? It needs to invalidate what a bullish structure after sweeping what an old high or old low, right? Oh, sorry, after sweeping what an old high, and in the reverse case, after sweeping what an old low, market needs to what invalidate what a bearish structure. It's as simple as that. Now, the next step I was looking at was, is there a pool of what imbalance or a fair value gap? Yes, we have. If you look closely here, this is what a fair value gap. I know that market definitely needs to come here before we continue the buys up. It's simple. It's simple common sense, right? But how do you know that market is ready for sales? I waited for the what for the weekly candle to close. Look at this. Waiting for the weekly candle to close, and it closed. It closed like this. The weekly candle closed like this. This is how the weekly candle closed. I was like, okay, we're looking for what for sales, and then I marked out this liquidity pool. This is a trendline liquidity trying to deceive and entice more buyers into the market. Now, if they went straight to the daily time frame, right, they will be saying this trendline liquidity, market respecting the trendline liquidity and looking for more buys to the upside, right? Now one of the few things that I like to use here is I like to use my key levels. Then once I see this here, I start looking for what my key levels. Now, what I tell you guys, I told you guys that once market sweeps an old high or an old low, I want to see a break of structure or a shift in market structure, or right, or the market what invalidate a bullish key level. Now you can see on the weekly time frame, we already got that invalidation, right? Market close below. This is a close below. Sorry, let me go back. Sorry. Yeah, this is a close. This is a weekly candle. This is how the weekly candle close, right? Market close below. Market close below this bullish key level. Invalidated it. This is an invalidation. A breakout to the downside. And anyway, okay, we're set for what? For sales. But how do we gonna confirm the structural shift? You go straight to the daily time frame, right? Go to your line chart. What do you see on your line chart? I'm specifically saying what? Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, lower low. So what do we have now? We now have two of the conditions, right? Aligned. Number one, we have the sweep of the old high. Number two, we have the break of that is shift market structure. Number three, we have what? Also have what? Invalidation of what? Higher time frame, key level, bullish key level. And I knew that okay, market needs to do what? Needs to look for sales, right? So build this trade with me, guys. Now, how do I pick my key levels? My key levels basically what? This is a QMR level, right? That was respected before, and the market broke out again. Now, if you look closely, you're gonna see what another what fair value gap market needs to use to sell from. I now waited for market to come into this level, right? And I started selling from there. Now you can see market was respecting buys, enticing more buyers into going long, right? Now market came into this key level, right, and give us a nice rejection. And that rejection came with a what? A sweep of liquidity. Can you see everything's aligning perfectly for itself? Now what did I do? Now, I now went straight for what? I went straight for now if you look closely here, you're gonna see what this is a sweep of liquidity, sweep of old eye right here. And market invalidated what? Look closely again. Invalidated a bullish key level, right? Invalidated a bullish key level. Now went straight to my 4 hour time frame, right? Sorry, the 2 hour time frame. I went straight to the 2 hour time frame. Let me see. Yes. I went straight to my 2 hour time frame and I identified this key level, right? This is what? A V-shaped key level that got broken out. There's a breakout to the downside. There's a breakout candle right here with liquidity. This eye right here is liquidity, right? This is your liquidity pool. And that became our sell. That became the level I sold from. Can you see 106.000, right? And that was the level I sold from, sold BTC from. Stop loss around here, 46.4, yeah. And then where did I target? Like I told you, market to target where? Market to target where? This low, right? This was my low, right? And market needs to what? Tap into this fair value gap, the weekly fair value gap, if you remember clearly, right? And that was basically my trade. Let's see how this was. I think it was this higher. It was around here, yeah, okay, yeah. Yes, around 9 hour or so. Yes, around 9 hour BTC. Yes, this is perfect. Let's play it forward and you see basically how everything unfolded. Just delete this. So yeah, I think should I move the lines? Let me just play it forward. You can see. So we got triggered right there. Can you see trigger right there? Mark a little bit, and then straight to TP. Right. This was a what? A banger trade. This was a banger trade. One of the best trades I've taken this year. Right. One of my favorites too. Right. It was a banger trade on Bitcoin. Banger trade on Bitcoin, right? Banger trade on Bitcoin. Markets then took out this low. Now, if you come back to the weekly time frame, let me go back a little bit now. Let me go back a little bit now. Now, what do you see? Now, what do you see? What do you see? Market has basically done what? Has come into this fair value gap, right? Where is your draw? Your draw on liquidity was here. This low is your draw on liquidity. Now you can see what the market is doing. As long as it took out that draw on liquidity, it's time to buy again, right? And we could continue this buy to the upside. Now, come back to today's trade, right, on Bitcoin. How could you have built today's trade on Bitcoin? Now, going straight to the daily time frame, like this is the daily time frame right here, right? Market swept this low right here, tap into this fair value gap, it's imbalance rather rejected. Now, going straight to the right, the daily time frame key level right there. Now I'm going straight to 4 hour time frame rather, sorry, 4 hour time frame levels. Let me just exit. So let me just exit this. No, okay, yeah, this is trade. So how could you have built the trade, the next buy? Now I know that okay, market has taken out this low, right? Saved this low, right? And on the 4 hour time frame, let's see, 4 hour time frame, we invalidated what? A bullish key level, right? And we're pressing up. We're pressing up to the upside, right? So I wanted for what market to do its thing, right? Market to do its thing. Now, if you look closely right here, let me go back a little bit. Friday. I want to see how Friday closed. See how Friday closed. Perfect. Now, Friday closed like this. This was Friday's candle. It closed like this. Now, what key level was invalidated on Friday? Normally, this should be a sell key level. This should be what? A sell. This level should be for sales. But market closed above it. It closed above it, right? Definitely, we cannot use for what? For buys. We cannot use that level for what? For buys. Now, goes to a four candle, right? At that same level, right? We saw this 4 hour open close in that same range. So this should be your next buy. So what does the 4 hour candle does? 4 hour candle creates what? Liquidity. This is a liquidity. One candle liquidity right here, one candle inducement right here, right? The next target, your next target, closest target should be the eye of the 4 hour candle, right? And your full target should be the eye of what? Thursday, right? Let me go back to the daily time frame again and show you what I mean. Look at this. So basically, your target should be here. Your main target should be here, right? And your overall drop should be here, obviously, right? But how do you not get this target right here? Your 4 hour levels. The 4 hour level. Look at it. So This is basically what 4-hour inducement is a 4-hour key level in and around where? In and around daily your daily key level. Sorry, right there. So let me just take it back a little bit. So that is basically how you should have gotten your first trade. After the what? After the sells, you place your buy limit right here. Right, the buy limit right here. Top of around here. Your first target should be this high. It's around 3R, 3.3R. Right, and you can see what the market does instantly. Sorry. Next candle, liquidity triggered it, right, and went straight to take profit, right? Went straight to what? To take profit. And after that, going straight to take profit, right? That's our first trade, no problem. That's our first trade. Now you go straight to the 2-hour time frame. Was it 2-hour time frame? The 1 hour. Let me see the 1 hour. I think it was the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, 1 hour time frame. All this in the 1 hour time frame. Another entry mode. Now having direction where the market is going to is very, very what? Very, very important. Because without that, yeah, you don't know that market needs to buy. But if market needs to sell, it will invalidate all these entries you are seeing, to invalidate them. These are all what we call entry models, entry setups. But having an idea what market wants to do next and where it is going to will give you a big edge, a huge edge in the forex market. Right now, I know that okay, this eye needs to be taken out. So I go straight to my line chart. I see my QMR level right there. Right, this is my QMR level on the 1 hour time frame. Right, market comes into that level. Let me see. My network is almost slow here. Trying to see the mitigation on the 1 hour level. Sorry. A nice mitigation of the 1 hour QMR level, right? And we got an instant rejection. Now somebody took this trade. This was his trade directly. Now you could have taken this buy directly, no problem. Once you guys understand something, right? Once you guys understand something. Now we come into the level right here. Sweeping at this old low. Sweeping at this low, sorry. Sweeping at this low right here. We got our rejection right here. Now what we need is what? Invalidation of what? A bearish key level. And we got that right here, the next candle right there. Now, the entry that you saw that I showed you that some of my students took, right, was from this level right here. Was from this level right here. I don't know why this thing is always fucking up like this. Right? Yes. From this level right here, now you can see the same thing. This is your liquidity. Right? That's your liquidity. And it has reached the level, right? Got a breakout right there. Market falls, triggers that level, and straight to the buy. And now we are in. Right? Can you see? And now we smashed the main draw on liquidity right here. Right? Now let's go back again. We got ourselves, we got our buys, we got our next buy from this level right here. Right? The next buy was from here again. Now, how could you have gotten in on this buy? After market invalidated, right? The market invalidated, this is an invalidation of this buy key level, of this sell key level. Something I tell you guys, market swept this low, right? Trigger this key level, invalidate sell key levels, can go straight to 30 minutes time frame. Now, 30 minutes time frame, all this on 30 minutes time frame. QMR again on 30 minutes time frame, right here. That is where, let me come again. That is where market was what? Inducing. Can you see the liquidity, right? The market provided a 30 minutes time frame. and voila, straight up, that is your trade. $4 plus. That's just so basically. I hope you guys have enjoyed this breakdown, right? How to spot your draw on liquidities, right? If you're using the higher time frames, using the lower time frames, using the forward time, like everything works, guys. Everything works. So I don't want to waste too much time on this breakdown. Um, yeah, if you guys like this video, make sure you like, you subscribe, and you share it with your trading buddies, right? And make sure you check the screen of this video. You're gonna see the link to my Twitter. You're gonna see the link to my free public community. Right, join my free public community get on Telegram. We'll be dropping setups this week, and hopefully, we're gonna make a lot of money together. And from here, I'll just say peace.